Running burns more calories than walking, and that seems obvious. More effort, more calories, right? Not quite. When you look at the data, not the feeling, you discover something that the fitness industry avoids showing. Someone who walks every day can burn more calories in a week than someone who runs 3 times a day and sits for 4 days. The exercise that helps you lose the most weight doesn't happen on the treadmill or in the gym, but during the approximately 110 hours a week that you are awake and not exercising. In this video, you'll understand 5 traps that make people believe they need to run to lose weight, and why walking can be more powerful. And no, this isn't against running, it has real benefits. But believing that it's mandatory to get results might be costing you dearly. Comparing 30 minutes of running with 30 minutes of walking favors running, a 72-kilogram person burns about 356 calories running at 10 kilometers per hour versus 156 walking. The correct comparison is by distance. Walking a mile burns about 80 calories, running about 100, only a 20% difference, not double. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine showed that brisk walking can expend the same amount of energy as running at the limit between walking and jogging, about 150 calories each. Think of the body like a hybrid car. When running, it uses gasoline, carbohydrates, fast and intensely. When walking, it uses electric mode, fat, slower, but focused on the fuel you want to reduce. Walking in zone 2 at about 60% of your maximum heart rate, up to 75% of your energy comes from fat. When running, this number can drop to around 15% with greater carbohydrate use. A meta-analysis of 54 studies confirms high intensity uses more sugar, low intensity uses more fat. But that doesn't automatically mean losing more weight. The body compensates throughout the day, and what really matters is the total daily calorie expenditure, and that's precisely where walking becomes even more relevant. In 1999, Dr. James Levine of the Mayo Clinic coined the term NEAT, energy expended outside of sleeping, eating, or exercising, walking, climbing stairs, gesturing, cleaning, and moving around during the day. The difference in NEAT between two people can reach 2,000 calories per day, the equivalent of a daily marathon, just from their level of movement. Most people train for less than 2 hours a week, generating about 100 calories a day, almost nothing compared to NEAT, which can burn 10 to 20 times more. That's why walking is so powerful, not because of those isolated 30 minutes, but because it integrates into the entire day. Even walking very slowly significantly increases energy expenditure. As Levine summed it up, sitting is the new smoking. The antidote isn't a 30-minute workout. It's simply not sitting still. Running is like using the engine for a short time and then stopping, while walking keeps the body active all day, and that in total uses more energy. The annual incidence of running-related injuries in runners ranges from 37% to 56%, up to 85% have experienced some running-related problem. The injury rate can be up to 8 times higher than in walking. Constant repetition with an impact of up to 3 times body weight. When the runner gets injured, he stops for weeks or months, reducing calorie expenditure and consistency. In the long run, the person who accumulates the most movement isn't the one who trains the most intensely, but the one who maintains consistency. A gasoline engine is more powerful, but it breaks down more often. A study of 32,000 teenagers showed that NEAT remains high over time and is easier to sustain than formal exercise. The fitness industry sells the idea that you need equipment, a membership fee, and extreme effort, and when that doesn't hold up, it seems to be your fault. Walking wins because it's accessible, free, requires no preparation, has a low risk of injury, and can be done anywhere, by anyone. It's not that the gym is bad, it's that going for a walk isn't what generates profit, which is why it's almost never promoted. If you want to accelerate results without rushing, there's a powerful method. Incline walking. Uphill walking increases metabolic cost by more than 250%, with up to 80% less impact on the joints. The 12-3-30 protocol. 12% incline, 5 kilometers per hour, 30 minutes. It showed approximately 41% of the energy coming from fat, compared to 33% in running. More efficiency with less stress. Inclinations above 10% reduce the load on the knee cartilage. They also activate the glutes, hamstrings, and calves more. Strength training disguised as cardio. And you don't need a gym. A meta-analysis published in The Lancet Public Health involving nearly 50,000 adults showed that those who walk more have a 40% to 53% lower risk of premature death, and each extra 1,000 steps per day reduces mortality by 15%. For people over 60, the benefit stabilizes between 6,000 and 8,000 steps. Below that, between 8,000 and 10,000. Another meta-analysis with 226,000 participants confirmed that each additional 500 steps reduces cardiovascular mortality by 7%. A 2024 study estimated that people over 40 could gain up to 5 years of life, and that each hour of walking can represent about 6 extra hours of life. And the most surprising point, speed wasn't relevant. What matters isn't walking faster, but walking more. Step volume trumps intensity in the results. Running improves VO2 max more, increases bone density, generates a greater afterburn effect, and is more efficient in a short time. The point is not that running is bad, it's that walking is underestimated. The idea that cortisol from running causes weight gain is simplistic. Running doesn't necessarily cause arthritis either. For non-runners, consistent walking can yield equal or better results. First, walk at least 7,000 steps a day. If you currently do less, gradually increase it by about 1,000 steps per week. Second, use incline, 10 to 12%, comfortable pace, 20 to 30 minutes. Third, maximize your NEAT. Climb stairs, walk more, avoid being sedentary. Fourth, try exercise snacks. 30 seconds on the stairs 3 times a day has been shown to improve VO2 max. The fitness industry sells the idea that you need a gasoline engine every day, but the data shows the opposite. An electric motor, active throughout the day, can consume more total energy. The exercise that helps you lose the most weight isn't the one that makes you sweat the most, but the one you can maintain every day. And that exercise has a name: walking. Are you more of a gasoline or electric motor type? Comment on how many steps you take per day. If you know someone who thinks they need to run to lose weight, send them this video.